Hello, and welcome back to the CSO Pro, guys. My name is Carson Cook, and today we're going to be giving you a few different tips this week, guys, on communication. So today we're going to be talking about communication tips. Why do we talk a lot about communication in sales? Well, at the end of the day, guys, in sales, you are professional communicators, which is extremely important to understand. So you're going to get a lot more valuable information from a public speaking, communication course, psychology course than most of the sales content or material out there. So it's important to have a look at that. So we're going to talk today about 3 communication tips that are going to help you better communicate not only with your potential prospects, your current clients, but also your friends, your family, and your kids, or people that are most close to you. The more effective that you can communicate with these people, guys, the stronger relationships that you'll have with them, the more emotional bonds you'll be able to create, and the better your life will be, the happier you'll be. So that's why I love sales, guys. That's why a lot of sales professionals get into sales, is because they become master communicators. So we're going to give you 3 different tips today that are going to really help. The first tip in bettering your communication that we're going to talk about today, that I feel is very, very important, is number 1, understanding empathy. Okay, empathy. This old saying that words hurt is very, very important, guys. Words do hurt. Words are retained by the other individual that you're communicating with, that will spark emotion, also logical processes. It's kind of pretty much how everything happens in the world that's related to human beings, is communication. Essentially that. It's communicating. Facebook, social media, Instagram, photos spark emotions, pretty much important to understand that. So understanding empathy. Now, what is empathy? Empathy is truly feeling and understanding the other individual's feelings and understandings. Okay, now that sounds a little bit complicated, but when you truly are passionate, or you understand, or you feel what someone else is going through, is very, 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 very important in communication. And not only can you feel what they've gone through, but being able to display that to the other individual is something that will automatically build up rapport. It'll automatically build up a friendship. It'll automatically build up a synergy with you and them, which is vital to getting any other forms of communication accomplished in sales. So it's important to build up true empathy, to understand what someone's going through, whether it's your client, your kids, this or that. One of the best ways that you have in teaching your kids is the same fact is that at one point you were a kid. You grew up in that same situation. You probably had something very similar and you felt the same way. So you can relate to your child in that same circumstance. Same thing when you're actually looking at someone that would be a guru or an asset, has been through that same scenario before. They've had that same real passionate understanding of what happened to them, and they can give you the best advice. What are the things that, or the worst advice, but at least they give you something that came out of that, and you can judge and make your own decision from there. So understanding empathy is super important in bettering your communication. So try and understand empathy. How can we do that? Well, ask more questions, really truly care about what the other person says, and do less talking. That will actually really help. The second thing is that you want to run statements through a filter before they come out of your mouth. One of the best things that will help you with communicating is to think before you actually speak. And one of the best ways to do this in practice is to do this over a non-important conversation, to do this at coffee with your friends, to do this at a party. To really sit down and say, my goal with this communication is to think about every sentence before I say it. Not only that, but when I'm really good about each statement that's coming out of my mouth, the next level up from that is to think, what is going to happen when I say this statement? When I say this sentence, how is that person going to respond? Could they respond this way? Could they respond that way? And when you get really good at this, you become someone that's very passionate about debate, or very passionate about communication, which is going to help you understand that very quickly that the statements that you say, you've thought about them. You could have said this, you could have said this, you could have said this. Then you thought, how's that going to make them respond, or how's that going to make them feel? Okay, and you can do that within the blink of an eye when you're good to practice with it. So understand, run statements through a filter. Run the statements through your filter before you give them. In a sales presentation, don't just say something. Think about it and say, okay, well, think about it, well, this, and then offer a solution, or offer your answer to the objection, or the offer to the concern, or any statement that you want to give. Make sure you run it through your brain filter first. The third thing is that you want to use power statements for impact, which is very, very, very important. Now, power statements for impact are statements that sales professionals love to shy away from. Another one that we love to use is essentially, all I'm trying to do, Mr. Client, is find a way that I can work with you mutually, you and I, to earn your business. Now, well, you're not going to get my business. Now, that's a statement that a lot of people kind of, miss out on, but essentially that's in a nutshell a one-statement vision or a one-statement company mission statement, right, that you use to display to everybody what your company is all about or what your interaction is really all about. Now, that's not the cold, hard truth. I mean, in me earning your business, Mr. Client, doesn't mean that I'm just trying to get a commission. It means that I need to understand you, you need to understand me, we need to understand the product, we need to understand different scenarios. So if you had it, plan A, plan B, and plan C, we need to both understand if this product doesn't work for you, that we both need to understand that. I mean, maybe you shouldn't have it. So at the end of the day, using power statements that are impactful, like all I'm trying to do is find out a way where we can actually do business together. There's a synergy there. If we actually like each other and we can work as a partnership together, how does that sound? And if they're still communicating with you, that's their end all goal as well. So use power statements. Power statements also would include green lights or something in your sale that is very bold and efficient. So today we're gonna do this, 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 and this, and then at the end of the day, you'll do this and I'll do this. Where you're telling them what you're telling your potential client is they're gonna do this, even they said they wouldn't, or they said they might not, or they don't know what to do. You're gonna do this and I'm gonna do this. At the end of the day, we're gonna come together and create a solution for ourselves. You'll be happy, I'll be happy, it's all a mutual thing. Those are power statements that are gonna help you in your communication. Same thing with your kids. So in a certain situation where you need them to put their shoes on, you need them to get up in the morning, is the fact that you're going to be using these bold statements like, you need to seize the day. This is what's going to happen, but it all starts with making your bed. You're going to make your bed, you're going to learn that every day, you're going to fall into a habit, and then you're going to tie your shoes, you're going to get your breakfast, and we're going to go to school today because you're going to learn something new. Okay, those bold power statements help you communicate your point more efficiently. More than likely, your stream of communication is going to be pretty much the same every day. There's this, there's this, there's this. But when you drop in a power statement right in the middle of that, that's more impactful. It's a deviation from what you normally speak like. So when you're working with your clients, it might be the same thing where you go through a whole process, for example, and someone might use the use of profanity. They might use a swear word, which means, oh, this person is now emotionally charged and they used a word they normally never use. Why would they do that? Now that person is listening. The bold statement is there. The person willing to listen is now retaining all the information. Okay, so it's super, super important. So think about that, guys. So those are the 3 tips that I can give you today to better your communication, better your sales, better your relationships. So rock and roll, guys. Thanks for tuning in to CSO Pro. Like, share, or subscribe. Hit the link below, and I will talk to you soon. Guys, this is Carson Cook, back at you again with the CSO Pro. Just wanted to put everything out there, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning into all the videos here on YouTube. I just wanted to point out to you guys real quick, just once again, this book will be going on sale May 1st this year, 2019. So coming up here pretty shortly, guys. And this is the No Shit Sales Journal, a confident, common sense, and practical guide to sales. Basically your Cliff Note version, okay, that can get you up to speed, guys, and give you a very solid foundation on how to sell. Now this book, guys, is not just for sales professionals. This book you need to buy and read. It will help your life with your family, your kids, pretty much anyone that you would like to communicate with and become better at communication. Okay, so make sure you go to Amazon, guys, and put in your pre-order right now. We'll include a link below. But this book, guys, is going to be going on sale May 1st. It's also, guys, been featured on the Sales Babble with Pat Helmers. You can tune in to find out a little bit more about the book at salesbabble.com. Very, very, very good podcast. Pat Helmers, guys, is a very standing guy within sales. Very, very, very solid reputation. Amazing podcast with some of the best techniques, communication techniques, tips and tricks for sales. So go to the salesbabble.com. I'll put that link in the description below. But guys, please make sure to pick up your copy on Amazon today. Get one right now. Thanks, guys.